welcome Harrison Hacks.
Hey guys, welcome back to Harrison Hacks. Today I want to talk about the newly revealed Mega Drive Mini, and as well as I believe they're doing a Sega Genesis Mini as well. So I was pretty excited about it when I first heard about it, and I know a lot of other channels are going to touch on this. I just wanted to give a few thoughts and my opinions. So at first I was like, wow, like a new Sega console after 20 years. I can't believe this. I am so excited. I can't wait to get a mini Sega Genesis that's comparable to the NES and the SNES Classic Editions. This is going to be amazing. And then they announced AtGames is involved. And killed any momentum behind it for a lot of people, I believe, and including myself. Number one with the AtGames consoles, the emulation is subpar. The build quality is extremely cheap, and as you can see, even on the controllers, I mean, they don't even say Sega. They're not good controllers. I know you can use official controllers, but I mean, the NES Classic comes with controller, and the SNES Classic, Nintendo smartened up and included 2 controllers. The thing is with the Nintendo Minis is they have high quality, from the emulation to the user interface, nice and plug and play, easy to use, hackable, but I'm sure they didn't go for that. It's just an added bonus. But as far as the controllers go for those systems, they are so spot on to the originals. I mean, it's impressive. Other than the short cable lengths, of course, but being a mini console, short cable lengths, you know, the NES Classic was a little worse, but it is what it is. But as far as this AtGames being involved, I'm just not a fan whatsoever. Now I'm going to, instead of pre-ordering one, when I thought it was a Sega product, a Sega only product, I would have been all over the internet waiting to pre-order this thing and get one for myself and ensure that I can show my son, like, this is what a Sega Genesis. I mean, I have an original console, but it's a Model 2, and I definitely want to get a Model 1, and a mini Model 1 would be nice to go into with our NES and our SNES minis. But now that AtGames is involved, I have to wait. Now I will wait for others to review it, and I will watch many reviews and maybe spend my money, but probably not. And the reason being is, I mean, what they could do if they just added a little board with emulation and made a functional reset and power switch is this. The Sega Genesis USB hub. I mean, it's got the volume slider. Even if you kept that on there for show, but the functional on-off switch and the functional reset button is along with I apologize for that there, along with a red LED for power on, and you could do proprietary ports instead of USB. But I mean, you could just go with this mold right here. What is wrong with this? I mean, I just don't see why Sega wouldn't do this. Emulation, I'm sure they could have it down to a science. I mean, there's so many other people that emulate the Sega Genesis console. Nintendo did it for their consoles. This is a beautiful representation of the Sega Genesis, in my opinion. And like I said, for me, this is what they should do. But it appears they're going with AtGames, and that's just the way it's going to be. So, I mean, there's Nintendo. Hey, it fits in the palm of your hand. You know, and Sega could be like, hey, so does... Oh, wait, sorry. Wrong photo. This is one of my dream consoles. I was hoping if the Sega Genesis Mini made by Sega was popular enough, they would release a Sega Master System Mini. But I don't think that's going to happen. I just don't see it happening, even though that's a dream of mine. So let's get back to the Sega. See, it fits in the palm of your hand. I mean, this is that USB hub yet again. Fits in the palm of your hand, just like the SNES Classic. And even the packaging that's on it, you could just do that and add the 30 titles to it, and copy and paste a few pictures on there. I mean, if I can do it, Sega can do it. And just go from there. I mean, I don't understand why AtGames is included at all with the misrepresentation of the Sega brand that AtGames has brought. I have heard that their Atari stuff is okay. Coleco and Intellivision, they did an alright job. And I don't know firsthand, but I do know the Sega stuff. Wow. I was so excited when I first saw one. It didn't even look like a Sega. It was back before the HD version. And I got it at Bed Bath & Beyond, brought it home, was like, wow, I was so pumped. It only had, audio and mono sound. I didn't care. I was like, so did the Sega. And I plugged it in, and it was shoddy. The video was loose, connection to the board, and the controllers were horrible, horrible. And then I thought to myself, I have to take this back. I can't, as much as I want to relive the nostalgia, it didn't give me that feeling of what the NES Classic and the SNES Classic have given me a little bit later on. And so, for me, a Sega Genesis Mini, I think that they should use this exact mold. The only thing, if you want to change and have proprietary ports for your controllers, I understand, Nintendo, they just used Wii because they probably had a bunch of parts laying around. But still a smart idea. But I mean, Sega, if you went USB, go USB. I mean, it would sell your system, number one, if they're Sega controllers and they're the same quality and they're USB, you're going to sell those systems and extra controllers because people are going to buy those controllers for their Raspberry Pis, their Odroids, their PCs, their Macs. I mean, they're going to be using official Sega USB controllers. I know Retrobit has some Sega Bluetooth and USB controllers coming out, and I can't wait to try those out. I hope they're of great quality, up to the old Sega standards. But as far as AtGames being involved, man, their controllers I don't like. The interface, even on their new Flashback HD Genesis, you have to, scroll with using the buttons. You can't even use the D-pad. It's just a mess. And the emulation is poor, and to say the least. So for me, in closing, this is not what you want. Not at all. Don't ever buy this. Don't waste your money. In Canada, this is $100, and I saw it at a Walmart, and the box makes me want to buy it, and the look of it even makes me want to buy it. But no. Go with this. I mean, this is what Sega should go with. I want to buy one of these and put an NES Mini board in it and just have Sega stuff on there. I mean, that's what I want to do. Whether it'll fit or not, I'm not sure. I'll have to look up the dimensions. But even these things are pricey. Cheapest I saw them was $67 Canadian on Amazon. And it's just a USB hub. But Sega could do so much more with it. So, my final thoughts. It's been a rough couple of hours. I was so excited. I mean, so excited that we were going to get a actual Sega product. Sega Classic Edition Mini. Whatever they're going to call it. I was so pumped. The game lineup didn't even matter. I don't care. I just wanted one, and I wanted the controllers, and I was so pumped. Then the news about AtGames being involved hit, and that just crushed everything. Crushed my dreams, crushed my Sega Classic Edition dreams. I mean, I was like, okay, if AtGames is involved, I'm out. I am out until they prove that they're deserving of my money and that I should be in. So, feel free to post down in the comments. Let me know your opinions on this and what you think. If you have an AtGames product, and you enjoy it, or the pros and the cons to it. I mean, just comment anything you want, because I think that Sega Genesis could have knocked this out of the park. Sega could have knocked this out of the park, and unfortunately, with AtGames being involved, that really puts a damper on things. So as usual, I really appreciate everybody watching. Please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and most importantly, have a good day.